Developments in KwaZulu-Natal. Let's listen in to a briefing.
Yenkosi uMaphumzana endlini kaMamonga, endlini kaHlamvana Bhulumlilo, endlini kaMsimude. Amakhosi amakhulu kangaka bese sibonakala ezweni sesilwa sodwa phakathi kwabantu. Kungiphatha kabi kakhulu kubhlungu lokho. Ngeke ngithi ngoba sinqobile bese ngithi ngiyajabula ngokuthi inkosi yethu izokwazi ukukhuluma namhlanje ngoba bekuzoba iblow enkulu esizweni ukuthi ayikakhulumi. Futhi ngithi ngakolungisa ngathi ukunqoba komthetho, rule of law, ijustice, ngoba wonke umuntu ngizwe kahle ngithe mina uma ngabe inkantolo ithe inkosi yethu ayingakhulumi, siyisizwe esihlonipha umthetho, ibizohlala ithula ithi du, kodwa impi bizophathwa uNdunankulu kaZulu. Ngoba mangabe uNdunankulu kaZulu ekhona, leso sizwe asilimele nokancane.
So this is round one. Round two is coming.
Well, as you can hear, that is Prince.
Other matters that will take into court. Seems as if this legal battle will continue.
Angicabanga ukuthi mhlawumbe sisazothatha isikhathi eside silwa njengoba bengishilo ngithi siyabonga namhlanje ukuthi kuliwa ngazi inkantolo ngoba mawungayendunda kusuku zalala insizwa zenkosi kodwa sibonga uNkulunkulu ukuthi akho umuntu osafile kuze kube manje okusho ukuthi kukhona ukuxoxisana. Nginethemba lokuthi ekugcineni sizophuma simunye siyisizwe nongaboni abone ngoba iqiniso alihlangani namanga. Noma ungathi wena useqinisweni kodwa uma usemangeni usuku usemangeni kodwa uma useqinisweni useqinisweni. Simi eqinisweni.
How is the process led by Minister
Well, plain, as you can see, this was Prince Thulani Zulu, a member of the royal family, who's just told us now that the application that was brought to the Pietermaritzburg High Court has now been dismissed. We are now expecting the King MisuZulu to be part of this event and address the gathering. But he was also mentioning that this was very unfortunate because this is now putting the royal family in bad name. The late King Nquthu will have been part of the events and he would have addressed the gathering, saying that well, the application that was brought to the Pietermaritzburg High Court was now putting the royal family in bad light. So we are now hearing that well, the king is on his way to be part of this gathering. As a family, they are really they are not really happy with what transpired, but they are prepared to continue with what is supposed to take place here today. Blaine?
What time do we know or expect the king to arrive? And with regards to his address, what's the expectation? What is he likely to touch on?
Well, Blaine, he did mention that all the king wants to talk about now is things of reconciliation. He wants this dispute to be brought to an end because he wants the royal family to return to its former dignity that has now, as he mentioned, is being trampled on. We are hearing cars, vehicles, VIP vehicles arriving here. We are not sure, Blaine, if that is indeed the king. This event was supposed to start at 10. It has delayed a bit, but he said that the king is on his way. I'll ask my colleague to just come close. I don't know if he can show you. There are some. They are waiting. So I guess maybe they were waiting for that decision to be announced before they make their way to iSandlwana, where we are now.
What else was that came out of this impromptu sort of press briefing with regards to the court case?
Ben, can you just please repeat that?
With regards to this briefing that we just had, what else came out with regards to that application in court, in the High Court in Pietermaritzburg?
Blaine, all he mentioned that they are happy with the dismissal. As I said, they are really not happy about what transpired earlier, the dismissal being taken, the issue being taken to court, something that could have been negotiated. But they are happy with that decision. He didn't want to touch on other things. As I said, Blaine, we may be able to interact with them afterwards. But he said all they want to focus now on, Blaine, is the King's speech here today. And and all other things can then take place after the king has addressed his people.
Sure, we'll let you go for now to get a good vantage point in order to bring us those visuals live. So we're learning now. Bongani, thank you very much indeed. We're learning from that briefing that the application in the High Court to interdict King MisuZulu has been dismissed. That's what we got from that briefing. We'll get more very, very shortly in this bulletin. We know that this is a significant commemoration. It is the Battle of iSandlwana. It took place back in the 1800s, on this day, 1879, and it is normally a colorful annual reenactment of the battle that you see, and it's normally attracts a large number of locals as well as international visitors. Let's bring in Bongani, or at least the visuals that Bongani is seeing there in Nquthu with regards to, there you see Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. Let's try to listen in.
These cohorts are concerned because really they have been up to this nonsense, for too long, and actually they learn no lessons even from all the flops that have happened in all their trials to undermine the ascendancy of our king to his throne.
So do you think this is a boost for the king and for upcoming court cases, because this legal battle seems far from over, Sheikh?
Well, it is far from over, of course, because it was only last week on Wednesday that we met with Mr. Nquthu and the committee that had been set up by Cocteau, because they still have to report. Whatever happens, we still have to report. Okay. The king was just below.
Okay, Sheikh, let's release you. I think the king is arriving. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, Blaine, that was the Prime Minister of the AmaZulu, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, also saying that he's happy with the decision of the Pietermaritzburg High Court. Blaine, I think these vehicles that you are seeing here are the vehicles of King MisuZulu. So, Blaine, we'll try to bring them to you. We'll just try to get closer. Unfortunately, we cannot be in front of the Amabutho that you are seeing in front of you and members of the Zulu royal family. So try to be behind them, but bring you as much as possible.
Right, Bongani, sorry, we just missed the opening statement of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. What more did he say there? Just remind us.
Well, basically, he's voicing his disappointment as the same message that we heard from Prince Thulani, saying that they are very disappointed with what is happening. But Prince Mangosuthu saying that he's happy because the courts are affirming, well, no, he didn't use those words exactly, but basically saying that the courts are using the law to set things right, because saying that had this application been granted, then it would have been a disaster. As you know, that this ceremony is known to have been addressed by the king annually.
The Battle of iSandlwana, as we've been reporting, is seen as one of those platforms through which to advocate reconciliation and social cohesion. It is indeed a strong theme that in current days is apt. What would you say, is likely to be heard from the king? Is he likely to touch on this issue, especially within the royal family?
Well, Blaine, that is what we hope as well, Blaine. But it is very unlikely that he will go into family issues. He may touch on the battles that are raging, but not really go deep into family issues. As you know, Blaine, there are many applications, not just this one, Blaine. There are quite a few, Blaine, that have been brought. You know that two of his siblings, two of the princesses that are his siblings from another queen have also brought an application. So they are the ones who are challenging the will. We also know that their mother has also brought an application wanting to affirm her right to 50% of the inheritance. So it's quite a number of issues, and that are all in the royal family. So we may not go deep into the issues of the royal family, but as you know, as was mentioned by the member of the royal family, that's reconciliation for them is uppermost right now, is of utmost importance. So we may touch on issues of reconciliation. Currently, the visuals, Blaine, that you are seeing, that is the AmaZulu Prime Minister I Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi maybe waiting to go inside this marquee along with the king, who is coming out right now. As you can see, they are now opening that vehicle for him. There, the Zulu King MisuZulu has come out. Those are the praise singers. They are singing him praises, Blaine, as he comes out, speaking with the AmaZulu Prime Minister, who's been very close to the king, Blaine, since he was announced by his mother's will. We know that Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi has been very, very close to the king, Blaine, being by his side throughout, Blaine. He is the one who's been releasing statements, Blaine, of the king's position in all these court cases, Blaine. So we know that he's one of the closest people to King MisuZulu.
You're watching live visuals from Nquthu in KwaZulu-Natal, and we're just learning a short while ago that the High Court in Pietermaritzburg has dismissed a member of the AmaZulu royal family's interdict to prevent King MisuZulu KaZwelithini from addressing the commemoration of the Battle of iSandlwana. As you know, this is an iconic event on the AmaZulu calendar and is being currently held. Now we saw the arrival of Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi there. We understand, according to Bongani, that King MisuZulu is on his way. Go on, Bongani, go on.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you just repeat quickly?
All right, he's having a bit of an issue with Bongani's sound there. We will try And we do also apologize for the poor quality of the visuals that are currently being seen. It's a signal issue. We will try to do our best to get you the very latest coming out of this important commemoration. As you know, on our watch now, we just heard that the High Court in Pietermaritzburg has dismissed a member of the AmaZulu royal family's interdict to prevent King MisuZulu KaZwelithini from addressing this important commemoration, the Battle of iSandlwana. We will get the very latest. We'll try to bring you the arrival. We understand that the king is en route. Bongani Gema has eyes on that. Quick break, more news.